I'm your host, Erika Bagby, and you're watching Esports Center now. Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me again on today's show. I'm super excited to kick off episode 2 of Esports Center and really find out what's been going on throughout the week. But my first question goes to the one and only Charlie. Charlie, there's a lot of schools out there that are thinking, I do want to start an esports program, but funny enough, one of the challenges that we've heard about, might seem small, but it's what games do I play? Do you hear this concern, and what's your response to those that are wondering which games to play?
Yeah, I think when it comes to these type of questions, it's kind of best answered by a real world situation. So I was approached by a college today and they said, hey, because of this tournament, we are going to create an esports program on our campus. This has convinced our administrators. They see the value in it. They never realized how big of a gaming group they had on their campus. So they immediately asked me, Murray, what games do we play? And I said, well, the first thing you need to do is have a forum for your students to tell you what games they'd like to play. Also, you need to consider your budget. So if you have a lot of money and you're willing and your administrators are willing to commit to a varsity level program, you can commit to that by having a dedicated space. But ultimately, you'll be limited by what your students are interested in playing and what leagues you have available.
Are there certain types of games that are generally reserved for the lower level, entry point teams versus more difficult games that are really reserved for the higher ranking players?
Yeah, so certain games aren't played competitively. Mostly they're role-playing games or games that are played purely for fun, like single-player games. You're ultimately going to tailor it to what type of gamers you've got on your campus, and that's where you need to call in some outside advising and have someone who has done this before help you out.
Yeah, so that's why you would want to start recruiting, figure out the type of players that you might have available to form a team, and then decide. But it's not something that's so difficult to switch gears depending on the players that you have in your school.
Absolutely correct.
Cool. I also think I see now why the question comes up, which games do I play? But to your point, just start small and figure out the players that you have and get some consulting. And I think LeagueSpot might be a really good place to start when you think about consulting on that. But more on LeagueSpot in a bit. I just want to ask one more question related to the games, and this one goes to Dylan. Dylan, I'm very curious. You are top 5,000 of Fortnite players in the US. And for anybody that thinks top 5,000, that's not really that great, consider that there are, millions of players on esports. And so this is a very, very huge accomplishment for you, Dylan. Tell us a little bit about what Fortnite is and why you're so passionate about playing it.
Well, Fortnite, it started off in a rough state. If you guys may or may not have known, Fortnite actually didn't start off as it is right now. It was a complete different game. It was a zombie shooter, and then the game wasn't doing too good, so they just pulled up a battle royale mode. In a battle royale, it's 100 people dropping onto a map. And then Fortnite, did a little shift. They made these skins, like silly skins, like banana skins. You can have all these weird cosmetics, and that's what really hooked people in, is these silly skins you can run around in. And of course you have this building mechanic that Fortnite is notorious for. This building mechanic allows you to just build anywhere, just block shots. It makes it so much more intense than just a competitive game. And the thing that really hooked me into Fortnite was its ability to cross-play with literally anybody. People from iPad and iPhone can play each other against people on PC and console. So I was able to play with any of my friends whenever. And that was really the main selling point for me. And once I heard competitive came out, oh boy, you saw me on that immediately, and I just kept playing.
That's off, huh? That's awesome. So how long did it take you to climb that leaderboard once it became competitive?
It was a while. Initially, people still getting used to the building mechanic. I didn't really hit it off until right around the 6th season of Fortnite, which is around a year and a half in. That's when I really started being able to play more. That was my junior year of high school. I really started to start playing, get some clips out there, show some people in my school, and that's where it started.
Well, congratulations, and I hope you can keep up that ranking as the year goes on. I'm sure that you will. We want to talk about some post-match recap from Justin Brooks, as he did a really great job of shoutcasting in the last night's game. So I heard you actually share a lot about the Wildcats and the excitement around their performance in the post-match recap. So I'm excited to hear now, straight from the interview that you had with them.
you guys weren't afraid to contest for the ball. Past matches today and matches I had watched from Monday in the VODs, you guys went to contest a lot more, regardless if there was a defender there or not. What is your thought process when those kind of situations arise?
I think part of it is the fact that we really trust each other. You know, we have faith that we are there to support each other. So we have confidence that if we contest the ball, either A, we'll gain the advantage because we'll 50-50 and we'll win it and we can make a push off that. And if not, if we fail, then we have someone behind us to support us and make sure to recover from that so we don't, end up getting scored on or something.
That leads into a question from Twitch chat, actually. Someone asked, how long have you three been playing together?
So originally, at the beginning of the semester, this is my first semester on the team. I was put on a different team. I think we were all on separate teams, actually. And what ended up happening is our initial league, ECAC, ended up getting stopped because of the whole COVID-19 thing going on.
Yep.
So we decided, hey, since that's over, we don't have to maintain these teams that we had before. Why don't we play together? We found out that we did really well together. So we decided to make a team, start just doing tournaments, start playing together. And it's just been going really well. I think it's been going for about 2 months now.
That is an amazing interview with an amazing team. To be honest, I can't imagine the places that they're going to go.
Justin, what were some of the things that you noticed about the energy levels? How have they really progressed or changed as the week has gone on?
Yeah, so this college tournaments are really kind of new. The excitement level needs to grow and it needs to start up. And a tournament like this is definitely something that gets that entertainment going. Day one, I think everyone was nervous. The teams themselves were really nervous. They weren't sure what to expect in terms of competitiveness coming from the tournament and other teams. But coming into day two, I noticed teams were more excited. The people who wanted to come and watch them, their fans and their respective teammates and friends and family, they came into the Twitch chat and the chat was exploding with messages anytime someone scored or finished off a kill, anything like that. I mean, the energy, I was at least 100 times better than it was day one.
So Damien, I know that you had a chance to talk in depth with some of these players on this team at the Wildcats team. How does it make you feel, seeing that these people are coming together, you all are coming together when you're doing these interviews? Can you sense the sentiment of gratitude and excitement to finally have an opportunity and a reason to come together?
Yeah, you could definitely tell like some people are just definitely excited, especially with COVID-19 and how many people who are just felt so distraught about, oh, what's going to happen to my competitive season? What's going to happen to my esports season? Seeing them have a chance to, lace up the bootstraps, go in and get ready to go into a new tournament and just, flex their muscles and show the world, this is what I can do. What can you do? It just seems so great, and you can tell it's like how enthused they are. And this definitely an energy from everybody compared to maybe like 2 weeks ago when we had, we really were just starting to really dip our toes in the water of what are we going to do now. I think it's great to see everybody so enthusiastic.
That's wonderful. I know this has impacted such a large group of people, and I love that. I mean, we have over 45 teams that were registered in this tournament, that are registered in the tournament. And a lot of those players were registered, or those teams were registered day one. So I think that the excitement was definitely there from the start. And I don't think that there's anybody better to tell us a little bit about that than Andrew from LeagueSpot, to tell us, how this has been managing this tournament, and give us a little detail first about what LeagueSpot is about.
Yeah, sure. So LeagueSpot is a platform that we built to help groups just like this, who are sort of, whether they're dipping their toes in esports or they want to launch really big national programs. Oftentimes you've been doing competition or sports often, or in this case, student life, academics for years. Esports is either new and you need a lot of technology. You need people to run it and things like that. So that's what we're here to provide. As for this event, I mean, we started a few weeks ago, it really was. We opened registration, and I think we had a couple goals of how many schools we wanted to reach out to, how many students, how many teams. It ended up that we had to actually, and I think the folks here know, we had to actually limit the amount of people that were allowed to play for the prize pools, and we wanted to make sure that no school could have too many people and kind of stack the deck in their favor. Even with limiting those, we have like 350, 400, even more maybe, I think, folks that are registered on LeagueSpot right now to play in this event. There's something like 130 teams from the 45 schools that were registered, and this all happened overnight. I mean, literally, we put it up. The next day, we look at it, and there's 45 schools there. And I don't think many of us really knew how to react to that, except with excitement.
That's great. I guess that just means you're going to have more competitions in the very
Guess we're just going to have to keep doing it. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
There's definitely more information that we want to hear from you and what LeagueSpot is doing to help all these universities. Damien, I got a quick question for you. Where are you in your location there? I see you have looks like you're in a bunk bed. What's going on?
No, because of COVID, everything was so, shook. I had to rapidly go home. So I have to room with my 5-year-old baby brother for the time being, because I don't have any, I'd have to sit on the bed because I don't have desk space. So I'm trying to find the clearest space that I can find, and this was about it. So
how's e-learning going for you at home, sharing a room with a 5-year-old?
It works well. He's usually good about things, have to argue with him a little bit, but, that's just because he's a sibling. I let him play some of my games sometimes, I'll let him play Smash, which is my esport, and, he enjoys it. I'll throw it on a way that I know he can enjoy it. And it's not bad. It could be, it's not, nothing's perfect, but, nothing is in the world perfect. So I'm managing.
About that. Very right about that. And you're very positive and you have a great attitude. You obviously have a big heart, sharing a room with your 5-year-old baby brother and having a smile on your face like that. So we appreciate you and your patience. And I look forward to all of us being able to go back to any physical facility at all at this point. But I know that it will happen. So everybody keep your heads up and thanks so much for joining, and talk to you next time on Esports Center.